Welcome to your weekly Business News Explainer, where we cut right through the noise to get to what actually matters for your small or medium-sized business. Let's dive in. This is the big question on pretty much every business owner's mind right now. With costs going up and the economy sending all sorts of mixed signals, it's easy to wonder, okay, what's next? Well, that's exactly what we're going to tackle, breaking down the practical changes in finance, tech, and talent that can help you find that answer.
So, first up, the recent budget. Let's just forget the high-level forecast for a minute. We're going to dig into what it really means for your costs, your cash flow, and your plans for the year ahead.
Look, the big takeaway here is that it's a real mixed bag. On one hand, the good news, a bit of relief, right? No new hike in employers' national insurance. But the pressure is definitely still on, with wage costs rising and higher business rates looming. It really feels like they're giving with one hand and taking with the other.
Now, one of the changes that really got people talking was about pension salary sacrifice arrangements. There's a new cap coming, so let's break down what that actually means for you and your team.
The number you need to tuck away in your mind is £2,000. Once this new rule kicks in, any salary sacrifice contributions over that amount will get hit with national insurance. But honestly, the most important part of this whole thing is the timing.
And wow, the change isn't actually happening until April 2029. That is a really long runway. So the message here isn't to panic, not at all. It's to plan. You have this huge window of opportunity to really make the most of the current, more generous rules. Okay, moving on from traditional finance, let's talk about the digital frontier. Because the legal world is finally catching up and putting protections in place for modern business assets.
This is a landmark change. It really is. For the very first time, things like crypto tokens and NFTs are being legally recognized as personal property. If your business holds any of these assets, this is a huge sigh of relief. It provides some real, solid, much-needed legal certainty. So why does this matter so much? Well, for starters, it means you've got clearer legal rights if those assets are stolen. It means they can be formally passed down in a will, just like any other piece of property. And crucially, if a business goes into insolvency, these assets can be properly recognized and recovered. It's all about treating digital value with real-world respect.
Of course, this leads to a pretty critical follow-up question, right? It's fantastic that your digital assets are now legally protected, but that protection doesn't mean a thing if you can't securely get to them in the first place.
And on that front, the official word from the National Cybersecurity Center is crystal clear. They've given a big thumbs up to password managers as a trusted, secure way to handle your logins. They also point out that passkeys are an even better, more secure option. The bottom line, using these tools is just smart business practice. It makes your digital life simpler and a whole lot safer.
Okay, so we've covered money, we've covered tech. Now let's talk about people. There's a major new government initiative that could be an absolute game changer for tackling your recruitment challenges and building your team for the future.
The headline number here is just huge, a £725 million package for apprenticeships. This signals a really serious investment in developing the workforce, and there are some specific perks in here that are fantastic for small and medium-sized businesses.
And here is the absolute best part for SMEs. Before, if you took on a young apprentice, you had to chip in 5% for their training costs. Now, that cost is just gone. It is fully funded by the government. This completely removes one of the biggest barriers to hiring fresh, young talent.
And it's not just about the money either. The package also brings in more local support to help you find the right applicants, new foundation apprenticeships designed to get young people truly work-ready, plus more flexible training options coming down the line. It's a much more complete support system.
So we have covered a lot of ground today. For our final section, let's bring it all together into a really practical to-do list. Some immediate steps you can take to manage your cash flow and stay on the right side of the rules.
First up, a really useful reminder about your tax bill. If you need a little breathing room, HMRC's Time to Pay service is a fantastic option. As long as you filed your return and you owe 30 grand or less, you can just hop online and set up a monthly payment plan. It's such a simple way to help manage your cash flow.
Next up, compliance. The Information Commissioner's Office has been really cracking down on website cookie policies, and the results are pretty stark. Almost 98% of the UK's top websites are now compliant. This isn't some niche issue anymore, it's just a standard business expectation.
The message here is simple. Whatever you do, don't be in that last 2%. The ICO has made it perfectly clear they're going to keep running these checks.
So, just make sure your website gives people a clear, easy choice to accept or reject tracking cookies.
And that brings us to our final thought for today. We've looked at new cost pressures, new legal protections for your digital assets, and brand new opportunities to fund your team's growth. So the question I want to leave you with is this. When you look at all these different pieces, what is the single most important move your business can make right now to set itself up for a successful year ahead?